on OCD versus OCPD. Individuals who have obsessive compulsive disorder often get to a point where they are self-aware that they have a problem, right? Yes, I realize it's a problem that I'm washing my hands every day until they bleed. Yes, I realize it's a problem that every day when I leave for work, I turn back around because I have to double check that the stove is off, coffee pot is off, iron is unplugged, whatever it might be. Individuals realize that the obsessive anxiety thoughts, that the compulsive rituals, the checking, they realize that it is becoming a problem. And as an anxiety disorder with OCD, you see symptoms coming and going at varying levels of intensity. Individuals with OCD are not up here every single day, right? It ebbs and flows depending on their stressors in their life and their levels of anxiety. Now, OCPD, the key word you need to remember with this is perfectionism. A lot of times this starts out looking like this is a very type A, detail-oriented perfectionist, right? There might be some rigid behaviors, but it will not be that same overwhelming need for repetition as what you see in a true compulsion related to OCD. Another difference with this is they are rarely self-aware. They believe that they are detail-oriented, that, okay, yeah, sure, maybe I'm a perfectionist, but there's this underlying idea of I'm the one that does things carefully and that does things right, and everybody else just needs to step up their game. I wouldn't be this way if more people just did things better, is kind of the underlying idea. They're very rarely self-aware that there's any form of a problem. And again, this relates back to it does not come from an anxiety in the same way that OCD is. It comes more of, again, it's personality disorder, a personality drive for everything needs to be perfect. Everything needs to be right. The symptoms stay more consistent over time. A lot of times with OCD, you will see people's careers ending up suffering because of the disorder. They're consistently late for work because of the routines and the checking, things of that nature. With OCPD, a lot of times these individuals are great at their job because they want everything to be perfect. They want everything to be type A. These are the people who will volunteer for extra work, extra projects, extra hours, even if they don't need the money, because they want to see it done right. So again, that we gave them the same name. The important thing to remember is that OCD is coming from a place of anxiety. And since the anxiety is fueling those obsessive thoughts, and since the anxiety is fueling those repetitive behaviors and that checking, it's more pervasive and it's more like nervous driven. Whereas with the personality disorder, it's more driven from a place of, I need to be perfect. This needs to be done right because I need to be perfect. And so that is the key distinguishing points between those two.